recording. Yes. Just flipping those things. Okay. I can use lasso tool or I can use spread tool also. Anything for selection. Following this borders. Like this. The inside part also needs to separate. Then we export UV and then then we bake all the maps. One curvature map and normal map. So no, base UV is a top layer. UV is a top layer because we need to see the UV. Like normal is a separate folder, separate, entirely separate. So keep it off initially. Then you have your curvature map and your ambient occlusion. So those two goes into one folder and name that folder as diffuse map. And in that diffuse base layer, you can add color or maybe whatever texture you are applying. Like for in this case, I'm using leather. The base layer is leather. Then top of it, I duplicated the leather and now rotate the leather. Like, because for variation, direction change, and then now I'm creating mask, separating all the parts. AO is multiply and curvature is overlay. Like any black and white, like solid black, solid white is always multiply. And if you multiply, basically you cannot see white, you can see only black. And if you like screen that, you will see only white, no black. It works exactly opposite of multiply. And overlay is basically for blending it with, you need all the white and black, combination of both. That's why overlay. Because curvature have both the information of height and depth. So that's why overlay. And ambient occlusion have all the self shadow. So that's why shadow is dark. That's why multiply. Separated. Exact same thing for this also to do. And it's like time consuming, so I'm going to paint brush. It can be black or white. So X then between these two, use any of the brush. I can use hard brush because I want clear cut separation. Very easy for me to paint. I can do it faster. Also, and this particular texture, I feel it's like a lot of variation. So, and that's why I can see the repetitive, right? So what I'll do is I'll convert this texture into a gray scale, black and white, and add a base color. So what will happen? All this tonal variation will go, and those tones I can add in separate layer. If I want to add variation, it will become easy for me. Just mask. Based on the stitches, I'm just separating the surface. So here you can see without UV also I can see those black lines I can see, dark line that is depth. So I can paint it very easily. It went outside, so I'll just reduce it. Just mark those areas. And now I can see the repetitiveness. That looks really bad. I'll save my file first. This is my base, and this is also my base. Two different directions. So let's switch it off. Right click, rasterize. This mask is not required. You can delete the mask. Now I want to remove all this color. Just give me a second. Some water. So I don't have water. So now, this I don't want all this variation and detail in my texture. I want to make it kind of flat. The easiest way of doing it, so I can make it grayscale first. Control Shift U shortcut. It didn't work. Maybe you need to Control Alt U. Yeah. So change it to Control Alt U to 0 and saturation make it to gray. So everything is 100% gray, but still I can see those color variation. You can see patch, repetitiveness. So to get rid of this thing, there's a filter, others, high pass. So high pass, what it does is basically basically makes your image flat. All the highlights it will remove. So click on this. See? Just high pass. I'm using 10 value. You can play around this thing to whatever value you want. You can just change. You can see that repetitiveness is gone now. Same thing. I'll switch on this one. Click this. Control U for your hue saturation and make it gray and high pass, high pass. Got it. So now I can see everything properly. Direction, everything is clear, clean now. So you can see I cannot see it, nothing repetitive now. Everything looks clean and flat. So I need to add a color. So these two are my basically, these two are the basic, what do you call it? Shape, like pattern. So top of this, I need to add color. So one more layer. This brown is already selected. Alt delete, fill the color. If you want to make it dark, you can make it dark. That's absolutely fine. Then multiply this. So if you multiply the color, it will pick up the base, texture, and the color. So now if you feel okay, this is like way too dark, you can make it lighter. You can change all those colors. The color you can change because a solid layer with solid color. There's no variation, nothing. And the base texture is just a texture, no variation, nothing. So this gives you a better result. So again, same thing. Hold Control S, Arca, 242, 24-bit, make sure all the variations are gone. You can see now it's way better, neat and clean. And you can see all this normal information also you can see here. All the details from normal, it's visible. The color looks like too dark. That is something I can definitely manage. So now we have those separations and everything. I have created those things. It's done. Now, but base is ready. You can see the base texture, base color and everything, all those slides like highlight, folds, everything is visible. Normal. That normal map, it's you have to press M, go to bump, make sure activate your bump and make it 100% and make sure apply, then click on normal and assign normal map. This is normal bump. Like okay, if I want, I'll show it once again. Right click, clean. It's gone. Nothing is there. This is basic shape. Activator bump by default it's 30. Make it 100. Bump is grayscale map 2D. 2D. It gives you 2D output. And normal is your 3D. It gives you 3D output. And normal output should be 100 always because you want the 100% output from the map. And bump is 2D map, so that is something we use for rendering purpose, for movies and all, for fine details. So that's why the value can be from 1 to 100, anything. Then click on no map and this window will pop up. And here you can see normal bump. Double click this and now select your bitmap. Bitmap is basically image. And this is my normal map. Shift, right click, copy bar. If you just simply right click, the copy bar option is not there. If you shift and right click, you'll get the copy bar option and paste it here. It will give you an error because it won't read those. Okay. Working, but okay. if this thing, I don't know, due to some strange reason, it will work. So what you can do, just select this, drag and drop it. That also works perfectly. So drag drop, I can see the value and all this thing. It looks little black and it looks little odd. The reason it's RGB is RGB value. That is something we can change. We should be able to change local XYZ. But this also doesn't work nicely. Why it's getting this shape, weird shape. Especially F9, if I press, it's rendering, but it's creating that shading. Green is fine, fine, fine. The screen mode works with this perfectly. Now you can see everything clean. So this thing, we can switch like based on the screen display. So now you can see all the details become really prominent. Now I can see all the depth and everything. So what I'll do is just put the standard and flat color. So that I can see the actual texture. So here I can see those black marks. So anything 100% black or 100% white is not allowed. So because 100% black and white won't react with your light. White will be white, it cannot go beyond white, right? And black will always be black. So that's why always avoid. So avoid this thing. So what I have to do is to go back to my Photoshop and I can see all those details here. These are like pretty dark. That is something because I have duplicated the curvature layer. Double, just to see everything. If I switch it off, I'm habituated of this Control Shift S. So always click that. You see, color changed. It was pretty. Now it's like I feel it's like way too dark. So I can control that. So I just need to find a reference. Proper leather reference, nice. What I'll do is I'll search for a leather bag or something. So far, image. Old reason in game everything is used. Like it doesn't mean you have to be like really torn and like not usable condition. It should be little weather. It's like you are using it until unless you are asked to make it brand new. If brand new, then you are done. Just add texture, ambient it slightly, curve it slightly, you're done. No shadow, no details, nothing. But if you when you have a little weathered old thing stuff, that time you need to add all the details. So this one is very close to my sofa, color wise and everything, because I need those color values. So find something little bigger and always have a reference for your color, for your material, for your like texture, everything. Always have a like reference. Because without reference, if you work on it, it's vague, right? Because for whatever I can imagine, I'm thinking that. That's all, and you might end up doing it wrong entirely. So make sure always have a reference because in game, what will happen most of the time you will be provided with a reference and have to match with that particular reference. 90% times. There will be very less cases, they will give you like 100% freedom to create whatever you want. So most of the time you will have a reference and you have to match with that. So let's see. We have decent. This looks nice. Color looks nice actually. So what you see, like those dark tones, and if you use like leather, like if you use those area, touch those areas, those become shiny, dark and shiny, and less used area become light and matte. So that is something also you have to consider. So those things we'll consider. For that, we have to create a roughness map. Nothing to do with the diffuse. Shine like diffuse map is just a color map. only color information, or suppose you have stitches, all those only color for everything, all color values. And if it's weathering color and all those discoloration, all those things. No shine at all, no gloss, no shine. That is a separate map, roughness or specular. Two different maps are there. So that is explained. Let's create the diffuse first, then move to roughness and specular. Specular is old method, old technology. Roughness is the latest technology that is we are using nowadays. But there are cases we use specular in terms of like when you create a character. For character, a lot of time you have to create roughness and specular, both the things. So that's why you should know what is specular and what is roughness. Okay, so I copied that thing and Control V, paste it here. And Control Shift, bracket, move it top. So I can see the colors and everything. So here I can see the base color looks kind of nice. Right? It looks nice and some variation also there. So I'll just pick this color, light tone, and fill it. Light tone. So now here I can see a lot of tonal variation. Some parts are dark, some parts are light. So I want to add all these different here. And I want to create all this like tonal variation. So for that, what I can do is, this is my color, it looks nice. So what I'll do, I'll search for a noise map or a dirt map. So to search for it, dirt map. So basically gives you this kind of cloudy dirt kind of texture. Search for something seamless. So that if I want to increase or decrease the size, it will be always seamless. So I'll search something generic, like something not very prominent, something generic, and with the tons of variation. So this kind of looks fine. We have those patches and all. That is something I can copy. And then this color I need, so I'll keep this color here only. Oh, this. Oh, I had it. Oh, that those detail I was adding. Okay. So let's add some tonal variation. Control V, Control T. So in this case, what I'll do is, instead of tiling it, I'll just increase the entire image, or maybe tile twice of size, fill the entire image and multiply it. You can see tonal variation and reduce opacity. Make it subtle. I need color variation, but it should not be very strong. So let's save it. Again, diffuse override. You can see like everything, whatever I'm creating, every time I have to save and reload and check it. Because end of it, you have to check your 3D model only, because that's your file output, not the Photoshop file. So file output, you have to always check in your 3D model. So now you can see I have tonal variation. This is light, this is dark, and there is a patch also. This is nice. So I have decent amount of details. You can see if I zoom in, I can see texture detail. If I zoom out, still I can see all those dirt patches, and it will make it little natural. Overall, you can see everywhere I have total variation. That is very important. So I can add. Now let's see. So now I have added all this total variation. So I have like different tones. But what if I want to make it weather? Like little edges of slightly tone. It's like maybe 5 years old sofa or something. So that for that, I go to Photoshop again and open this sofa and check it. So here I can see I have some lighter tones as well. And especially wherever we have this like those curvature and all those area, I have this lighter tone. So what I'll do for this, I'll just pixel grid is on. So I'll go to view, to switch off pixel grid. That's what. Alt, pick any color, this lighter color. So I can see there's two color. One is this saturated little this brown tint. One is this dark chocolate color, and this one is little whitish color. So those color tone I have to add. Right now, my entire image is monochrome, same tone. So color variation is diffuse means you need to have tonal variation, different color. It's shift the color slightly, make it little brown, little towards red, little towards yellow. Tonal variation, that is very important. Make sure your image detection is never monochrome. Monochrome is bad. Until now, it's a solid. Like suppose you have a don't have anything like that. Like suppose nowadays you have seen those table and they have this acrylic coating. It's a solid color thing, like bright red, bright blue. It's a solid color. In that case, you can have a solid color without total variation. But again, if it's old weather, you need to add some weathering, some dark patches, some light patches, all those things. So I picked this color and let me fill this color here. And spread it. It's really bright, super bright color. But I want all this color only and only in the curve, like or wherever I have curvature, like all this transition basically. So how to achieve that? I'll go to curvature, select map, Control A and Control C. Control A, Control C. So that basically this layer, if you press Control Shift C, it will copy whatever is visible. Control C, it will copy that particular layer only, nothing else. Now go back to a bright color, add a mask. This is mask. Click this. So I need to paste this into the mask. So I'll press backslash just above enter. Backslash. Backslash is basically a quick mask. And then Control V. So it will paste into the mask. Now, alt click, it will expose the mask, but it cannot paste anything. You can paint things, you cannot paste anything into that. So for pasting, you have to switch on the quick mask and then paste it. So you can see the moment I pasted this entire thing becomes red because quick mask is active. Quick mask color is red in color. It was white, that's why it wasn't showing anything. If it's black in color, it will make everything red. So again, press backslash, the red thing will go. Control D, deselect. So now I switch off this so far, but you can see what is happening with this is entire the color and everything became same flat bright color. So I have to blend this with my base. So what I'll do is I'll increase the intensity, change the intensity of the mask. Alt click on the mask, you can see the mask. I'll change the intensity. Control L. Only and only edges. So I can see all those details. And click on this. So you can see only the edges, wherever the transition got those brighter tone, but it's in between also there. So that what I have to do is I have to blend this. Either I have to change the blending mode to soft light, or you can see overlay, soft light. Corners you can see slightly orangish reddish visible. So you can check through all the things. Light is also kind of fine. You can use this or nicely bright, but it's affecting everything. So what I'll do is it's way too bright. I'll reduce the opacity. I need those tonal variation, but not everywhere. So now I got that color. See, save it and check it with 3D model. Like it's been like 10, 12 years I'm using Control Shift S, so it's so difficult to like switch back to this thing. So save it. Go back to sofa again. Like you see, we got those brighter tones. Basic and plus you can see we have that normal map and plus all this curvature. They have it have all these details from normal. You can see those things also nicely visible. So now edges are slightly bright. So what if I want the edges to be slightly more brighter? I just increase the intensity. Slightly brighter. Because here I can see it kind of blends only. From a distance, it kind of blends. So based on the 3D output, you have to make sure increase or decrease the color. Slightly brighter. Now this is better. So double check always. And if you have two screens, you can if I keep it in this screen, you cannot see anything. So you can have a separate screen and do it. And best part of Max is it auto load reloads texture. Maya doesn't do that. You have to manually load it. So this is fine. I could have fixed this also in high quality because I can see symmetric, right? I only change it front fold. This is visible. Anyways, so now this is I have this little total variation and there's a patch and all those things. So I need more patches. If you check any of the reference, even this reference, zoom in, you can see a lot of cracks. Plus, you can see those bright edges, dark colors, dark tones, lots of patches and colors. So I need more patch. The leather is usually old leather. If you see old leather, it's it basically becomes dark, and the few parts are really become dark, few parts become really bright. And plus, it has some cracks, leather cracks. So those cracks and all this thing we need to add. So we need a couple of areas, like wherever you touch, like if you sit here corner, you touch this corner, usually like sit there like this hand and all, you touch those areas, it becomes brighter. That is you need to consider. So all the corners are slightly darker in color. So that means what I can do here is either I can paint it manually or I can do it directly into some map I can click, download. Map means noise, some noise or something, dirt I can download and then place it there and add those variations. So let's do something like that. Let's see. This is I have used already. So this one looks kind of nice. So what I'll do, I have copied this thing. So I have used this image as a one single solid big image. This time, what I'll do is, for that bright thing I was adding, I was painting something. You can see if I add this one, I have nice tonal variation here. Cracks and everything is there nicely. So this thing, what I can do is, either I can use this one, Alt, drag it, and rotate, so that because I'm using same texture, it should not look same. And right now I can see these two are like overlapping. That is like wrong. So I'll change this mode to normal and this mode also to normal, so that if I can blend them nicely. So eraser, so as of now, it will be like this. It will duplicate this thing multiple times in multiple places. So right now I need to see all the UVs. Click on the UV. So this area is basically empty. So what I could have done is I could have cut this thing and increase the size slightly and place this also here. So always try to utilize the maximum UV space as much as possible. So I have this one, this section. So this one, so I can just simply duplicate here, place it. And whenever you are changing texture, applying something, try to hide it wherever you have corners. Because hiding anything wherever the corners or edges, it becomes very easy to blend. Because that corner have a trim where the dark edge is there, right? It becomes very easy to blend it. If you don't have it, it becomes difficult. So let's use this, and this is my base so far. So I'll just use this multiple times. I can see a scene here. No need to worry. Control E, merge it. Control T, shift. I can stretch it slightly. Because so far this is the part they will sit. So that part will get more effective. So I'll just increase. This thing. Right now I'm just placing those textures. That's it. B. and rotate this. So you can have only one texture, but still you can make it create a lot of variations. Rotate, increase the scale, change the size, stretch it slightly. All those things you can do. Holding shift and stretching this thing. Because cracks and all those things are like randomly generated. So they can be stretched, it can be anything. So plan it accordingly, and then this part, replace. Replacing randomly. It is way too big. So reduce it. Cover this area. Now I can see all those variations and everything. I'll switch off this and AO also. And what I'll do is I'll merge all this texture together. Everything merged, stamp. So you can see I'm using all those things like what we did in digital paint and all, same tools. That's like basic idea. So we'll use that, and now let's start stamping. So I don't want all this scene to be visible. I can use a bigger brush, smaller brush, doesn't matter. Just make sure it's random and it's not any visible seam is not visible, like not visible basically. Seams are not acceptable at all. It is covered everything. Everything is covered. Now overlay. Now you can see I got all those cracks. My curvature, this one I can delete. So I was painting, so that's something I can do it later also. View, save it. So now you can see all these details, but now I feel this detail is very prominent, way too strong, way too strong. Like from distance looks like leather only. I have all this nice color variation, cracks and everything, but it looks way too strong. So to balance this thing out, what I have to do is I have to reduce the intensity. So let's see. So this base texture, I feel if I reduce it slightly, it will blend nicely. Let's see. But this is something we have to experiment. We have to check, like whatever works for it works for. Let's see. So right now I have changed the direction. So what I'll do, I'll select both the things and merge it. Just merge it, and the base texture intensity I want to reduce slightly because I feel like way too noisy, too much noise, too many things are going on. So okay, I have a couple of things also here, right? Let's something I can keep it later. This one I need to reduce, so I can apply 50% opacity. So it becomes a little brighter because it was dark in color. 50% opacity basically means it becomes little dark. So base becomes transparent. So make sure your base is never transparent. So what you can do, drag drop this base here, right? And control back this bracket, a backslash, start bracket. This one move down. So move down came here, and this color, this particular color, I can see nice. It's way too saturated. So I don't want it to be this saturated. I can move the saturation there, here and reduce saturation. And if you want to change the color like little too red, I can make it slightly more brown, or I can just simply delete this and change the base color. I can do that also. So anything like whatever works. Become bright, and just can see that noisy is reduced. Now, leather, all these details are fine. I have folds and everything. Now I want to make very specific region, like maybe this center part is slightly dark, this center part is slightly dark, this part is slightly dark, because most touched area. So those things, because that is something also you have to consider before while texturing. The texturing, like it doesn't mean like you just add color. You have to think logic, like how you going to use it, and if it's in real life, how you use it in utility, placement. Usually, this kind of couch you have in living room, and you use it all the time. So those things you have to consider and plan. So let's see. Okay, so this feels like very noisy. That is something I can, if I generate it normal, it will blend in actually. Blend. So let's see. Different level. So I want to make those areas slightly dark or bright. So if I want to do in Photoshop, it will become a little tricky, and like it will be very difficult to identify those areas, right? Because it's a 2D flat image, so it's become a little tricky. In that case, there's something we can do in photo in Max itself. There is something called paint, viewport paint. So let's go to tools. There is something called viewport canvas. Click on this. Make sure you have selected your asset first. Under tools, viewport canvas. Okay. Not supposed to do this. So this is, and now what I want to do basically. So I want to paint. So this is I want to paint. Click here. So what you want to do? Paint. Diffuse color. Now you can see a background. So create plus create an empty layer. And top of this, start painting. Whatever you want to paint. It's empty layer, just like Photoshop. You have blending modes, you have layers, you have brush, eraser, stamp, clone, all the options are there. But this is not very handy. This is for marking and all basic coloring, and like so suppose you want to add some design here and you want to have the exact same position. For those work, it's perfect. Otherwise, you cannot add a lot of detail here. So you can see the moment you click this, the texture becomes very crispy. That's default setting of Max. So don't to worry about that. Because it's anyways empty layer, I need that only. And here you can see radius of the brush. I can increase opacity, hardness, all those things you can make change. So let's add those some few areas. I'm just like adding some corners, just marking those areas. That's it. And this paint will like I can use for roughness as well. Like these part will be shiny. So I can use for roughness as well. Brush, sorry. Not necessarily have to do this. This is something like makes your life easier. That's it. Okay. Like this corner and slightly corners, slightly shiny and plus slightly dark in color corners. If it doesn't paint, change the angle and then paint. Then this base couch edges corners will be slightly. So I added those things, and now I want to make it blur. Click on the blur. Brush size we have already selected. So blurring this thing. It's working. It's working. Screen. Work on it easily. So we blend them nicely. I can do Photoshop. Or you can use mouse also. If mouse becomes easy because pen, you have pen pressure and all. Sometimes it creates issue. So use mouse also. So once you're done with this, you're marking in position and all those things. File, save PSD as, and save it wherever you want to save it. Name something. Save. And now you want it. Close this thing. Close this thing. Done. And here you have saved already, or if you press escape or Q, W, or anything, if you ask this thing, this will be basically a PSD, and this paint mode will switch off. It's gone. You can see texture and everything is gone. Now, click on this. But there is one issue with this. Every software have a gamma, different gamma. Gamma is basically like brightness, all this thing. The gamma is different. So for this, you need to apply exposure on this to make it. But anyways, this base, I don't need it, right? I just need this layer. So if you're painting in color, you have to apply a point like exposure, let's suppose. So suppose you're painting in color and you have to blend something. In that case, you have to apply exposure here. And there's something called, you can see, exposure and gamma correction. So apply 2.2. So Photoshop, like from Max to Photoshop, if you apply 2.2, it will give you the exact same color. So if you're painting in white, painting in color, in that case, you have to apply this. If you're painting just, I'm just marked it, so I don't need it. So for in my case, it's not required. So, sure. I got all the placements, and I can push it up. I can change to multiply and reduce the intensity. You can see those patches, and right now I can see like those. This looks very inorganic. So what I'll do is I'll just blur them out. Motion blur, blur them out. Higher intensity. Those dark patches, I got the dark patches. Alt control. Go back to Max. You see, the dark patches came. It makes it, if suppose you want to paint something very specific, then also you can draw those things here, take it to the Photoshop, overlay, multiply, and just generate the detail. It makes your life way easy and simple. Now, these stands usually either like coated, like either metal coated or maybe they are plastic coated, some coated. So in my case, I'm planning to make it metal so that you can learn what is metal map, because there's something called metal map also, just to identify metal parts. So in this case, all these parts I'm going to create them metal. So for metal, let's see where is it. And this one is, if I say it's right here, this corner. So metal. This is something I can just simply under this thing, curvature. I can create this thing very easily. Let's make a selection. These two are very close, so make sure it's not close. It should have decent amount of space. So this is like I did something when I auto packed it, right? That's why it happened. Select a new layer and let's like kind of 50% or something. I got the color. This is for metal. So name it metal, so that we identify that area. So till now, everything whatever I have created, it's all leather. So select the entire thing, Control G. Like if you're not able to name each every layer, so you can just group it and name it leather. So if suppose tomorrow somebody else will file, you identify all leather things are inside this folder. So because that file should be usable for everyone. So it's metal, and metal I can keep it like gray, but solid gray it's not doesn't look nice. So what I'll do, I'll just add a couple of details here, like maybe basic noise or scratches or slides. So it's one more layer, flip into this, and let's fill same gray only. Filter, we have noise, add noise, monochrome, no color, monochrome, noise added. Then what I can do is blur it, motion blur. I can do this. So usually chrome or steel have this kind of lines. So I can create this thing directly here. I don't have to import any texture or download any texture. I can just simply create this thing like this very easily. Steel, steel, and my doubts on this. Color change, but if now there is something to zoom in. This one. If I check the back side of this thing. Here you can see there is a seam. The seams are absolutely no. This is something it's not acceptable. So to fix this, now what I have to do is to fix, because if you in diffuse only, like while if you fix the seam and everything, later it will become easy. Otherwise, you have to fix the seam in every layer, every like whatever maps you're generating, in every map is picture manually. That will become very difficult. So now I can see this one. So this my file is already saved and everything. So what I'll do is I'll go to element mode and delete everything. So I need to fix this one only. So just keep this, and now I'll go to again viewport canvas. The tools. This is we can do in Photoshop also, but Photoshop doing aligning is very difficult because those have lines. If it's a flat color, doesn't matter because it won't generate any scene. But if there's a texture or there's a detail, then it will generate scene. Viewport canvas, I switch it on again. Click here, and it's automatically using PSD. This time I want to stamp. So it's showing the PSD option. zoom. So if you like suppose if zoom is not like if you zoom in, it goes beyond a very far. So to make it close, control alt middle mouse button, and then you can zoom it very easily. It becomes really easy. So now stamp, and here you can see plain behavior and all these things are there. There is something called clone source all layer. Like Photoshop also you have the same option, same thing, all layer. So control click, no, alt click, alt click source, and I can reduce the brush size too big. Alt click, start paint. Make sure because seams are something not acceptable. So paint always little extra so that in Photoshop you can merge it very easily. This top part is not visible, so it doesn't matter. And though it's a very tiny part, but still make sure in your file there is no seam because this is something like there are clients like they will accept it. Like if you use tiny part not visible, so they will accept it. But there are clients they will check each and every portion. You know, there are clients they will check and they will say send back the file and will give you like very bad feedback. So it's better to fix it. Zoom in. Same thing for this also. But if you do it in Substance, it won't generate anything. So some settings are there. You can do those settings and it won't generate anything anywhere automatically. That's like super easy. So like, this is like basics because see now purpose of this entire thing is now you have to focus on the scene. You need to make sure there is no scene. You need to make sure we have added all these different to the corners, edges, and everything. So that's how you do this basic process. You learn the entire process. So you develop the understanding how to texture it. Then once you go to Substance, it becomes easy for you. This one is always been a little extra, so you can blend it nicely. It's done. Press escape or something. So it's like, see, it didn't give me any update here, but it saved the file. Here, that same file over it, but since cannot see here anything, nothing happened here. Go back to save by PSD, but it's not showing me any PSD. This is one bug like I've seen this thing. The things I don't want. I want to save my PSD. Where is my PSD? No layers, nothing. This is correct. That is fine. calling the texture. If I don't need calling from my PG only, it's not showing me what to say. Very strange. What is my layer? It's not showing only. Must be somewhere. Not whole is saving. This thing is there. It's one like buggy software now. Layers. Fine. Huh. See, nice. I can see this thing, but it's showing layers. This is sort of older, this layer. We want this layer. Nothing to do with this. It's strange. We dropped it here. Mm. Yes. Now it's working again, but I'm not able to say anything. All layers, everything is correct. Everything is right. Except my PhD. Oh, find it. That. Oh, so I painted directly on that layer only. So because I didn't create this thing, so anyways. So now you can see PSD and otherwise I have to restart this entire thing. It is done. So I can open the file once again. Don't say anything. That it's already open. So update it. So again, same thing. Now this time I have painted in gray. So I need that. Though I can use because metal, I can use this color also, but no. So use exposure gamma 2.2. Okay, let's the selection here, or I will simply drag drop these two here. Still, you can see it's scroll down, metal, select that section, Control J, that selections there, select this one, Control J. This one I can delete, not required. Exposure should affect only this area, and this is already painted, so all those things I can delete, and these two I can merge. That's a solid color, solid layer, nothing is there. So all these things are there. You can close, wire, you can see on the texture of this close. So you can see those color, but now we this doesn't look like metal, so I need to add a metal map here. If I press M, you can see you don't have a metal option here. So for this, for using roughness and metal also, you use a physical material. You cannot use a basic default material. Different. Hmm? No, that's what. That is physical material. It is physical, don't worry. So click on the standard and you can see physical material. So by default in your system, it must be showing physical material. If you click this and you see change, it looks like this, right? This is physical material. The physical materials are usually for rendering purpose. For gaming and all, we use basic materials. For that, we use standard material. So this is something we can change anytime. But only thing is, like if you change it, you will use all the texture, whatever you have assigned, you use that thing. So now I have assigned, suppose I'm going to assign this one. It's already assigned here. So here you can see base color, you have roughness option here, translucency, subsurface, emissive, and you can see all these different displacement, bump map, all options are there. And there's something called metalness. See? So those options are not there in the standard map. So this is there in physical map. So now if you want to add a base color, so now I can simply go to my folder, here, diffuse color, drag and drop to second, not the weight. Weight is basically about amount of diffuse weight you're putting into your thing. So weight should be one, full one. If you scroll up, by default it's one. The weight should one only. And this color, it's by default gray. If you want, you can make it white also, or keep it gray also. You can see this looks entirely different from the previous thing because it's physical material. Now, now a normal map also we have. So let's see, normal here. There's no option. So I'll go to bump. Station maps, bump map. Then you can see coating bump map, all the things are there. So click here, normal bump, same thing, and drag drop the normal here. You can see it looks entirely different from previous this thing. The standard materials are very basic things. They're basic. It doesn't give you nice appearance and make it one. So previously it was 0.3. You can see if you make it full one, it again looks weird. So 0.3 works for this perfectly. This is like default setting. You can see this transition. You can see difference. This height map and everything is visible here nicely. But this is like plastic. Yes, that is for that you have to create a roughness map. And plus this doesn't look like metal. So let's create a metal map. So for this, I have to just create the selection. So this is about diffuse. So this is like very basic diffuse. So I need to in one folder, this is diffuse. So this is I have shown you basic texture, not very fancy or very complicated. Basic, add details, make sure like these are the sketching, rotate everything, change and add all this information. So diffuse map is kind of ready. Now we need a metal map. So create a layer. You can name it as base or whatever you want to name, and fill it with full solid white or solid black. Solid black means no metal, white means metal. And technically, either object will be metallic or non-metallic. There is nothing in between. right? There's nothing in between. Either it's solid white or solid black. But like suppose you have satin or silk or you have car paint, that's again metallic in nature, but it's not metal. So for that we use gray values, which is technically incorrect but gives you correct output. So those things have to keep in mind. So like suppose you have a car and it's really dirty. The car is basically metal. So it's like weathered and there's rust and everything. So in that case, what we do is we add a lot of gray values and tones and make sure those areas the rust is all corrosion and all these things. What happens? Oxidize. It doesn't act as a metal. We make those areas black. That is something to keep in mind. So right now I'm making solid metal and non-metal. So this is solid black. Entire thing is non-metal, except those stands. Control click on this, select the area, and fill white. This is the metal map. That's it. Metal map is super easy, but like suppose you have a very machinery or something, or maybe you can see outside some like all those things, right? So weather, old stuff. So for that, in that case, we have gray values and all those tools. Right now, it's just single. So let's save it as. Again, same thing I did. So Control G, name it as metal. So everything in separate folder. And to name it for diffuse. So just change the diffuse to metal. So we use usually D for diffuse, M for metal, R for roughness. So if you name it capital M. Capital M or lower case or M also fine, but capital M is basically, it means it's a metal map. Or if you just type it down metal, that also works perfectly. Map naming also very important, because each and every name you should understand what map it is. So map I saved. So here you see there's something called metal down there only. No, it's there. I changed to advanced. It must be okay. Let's go to standard only. So it's there. Metal list is there. I know. Okay. Let's see. Metal drag drop to metal list. Load. So you can see this thing changes. So metalness basically property of metal gives you color speculum. So it just becomes this thing, and whenever you apply metal like metal map, suppose you have a metal map, make sure your diffuse color is light, because metal map makes it darker. Whenever you apply a metal map, color will become dark. So always make sure you cannot like have a metal very dark in color. Traditionally, all the metals are light in color. Like suppose you see bronze and all those things, that is also little tarnished, but still light. Always go for the lighter tone, not the darker tone. Okay. So now this thing basic is ready, but you can see everything looks like it's plasticky, right? Super glossy plasticky. So this for this will create a roughness, and that will do tomorrow. So you're hungry, yeah. So we'll do it tomorrow, no problem. So like process this thing. And you can see like once you add all these detail, it becomes super easy. You can see reflection also, you can see those grooves, right? So that is the whole purpose of your normal map. So now if you add those things and you render it out from a distance, it will look like a hyper. But still I will have to update a normal, because texture doesn't align with the normal map. In texture details are different and this detail is different. So make sure install something called XNormal. XNormal is a small plugin, free of cost. Install that, or if you have 2020 version or 2018 also, if you go to filters, there's something called preview. If this option is there, then you need to install XNormal. You can use create this normal map directly here. So I can select this folder, control check, just show it quickly. I'm not showing anything like this thing, just show it quickly. Control check U, grayscale, and because I from this I don't need any volume, because volume is already I have baked from ZBrush. So what I'll do is I can definitely use it, but I don't prefer to use it. High pass. So where I get all you can see gray values, only the detail, only the information. If I want, I can definitely use the color with volume also. Then go to filter, 3D, generate normal map, not bump. Normal. What? Open. You can see this particular effect have a lot of this kind of action. So you apply all this action and generate a map. Finally, you can see all this information. You can manipulate those things. Just press OK. You will got this normal map. Go to your normal map, drag, drop this here, and overlay. To blend two normal maps, blending mode should be overlay, and nothing else. Like this is like make sure. What happened here? Can't see anything. Maybe some bug. So anyway, just overlay quickly and save it. Because I have all the layers, so I can manipulate data also. Okay, and overwrite normal. So that now our normal have detail from my baking also and plus the texture detail also. Okay. No. This is normal only. This is normal only. Because whatever you feed in text here, that information should be input because it is normal now. So let's see. Change. Now it aligns with your texture. You can see everything here with texture. You can see all the groups, all details. Now everything is properly aligned. Now next thing we have to create. This is also have to like manipulate a little bit, but how? The next thing we have to create a roughness map, and that is something very important because without roughness, everything will get failed. So you have to make sure roughness is correct, accurate values, and like wherever you want to add like shiny or matte or this everything will generate with roughness. We'll do that. Now you can see my normal map nicely aligned, all details, everything is here, and next thing we'll do roughness. And this normal also fix little bit. We'll see. And mark up the details. So, and I'm like, so I have class. Right now, I don't have any class. 2 o'clock I have class and 3 o'clock I have class. But 4 only. That's it. So by the time I'll check it. So if you want, you can just stay back and walk here also. It's fine. Okay, let's have marks. Yes, I go. Go have